and then we will discuss about it. Just 1 minute. Okay. So these are the two shlokas that we will be discussing. Sorry. Yes. So these are from chapter 4, verse number 1 and 2. Shri Bhagavanuvacha imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave bravit evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo viduhu sakale neha mahta yogo nashtah parantapa. So we'll read it once again so that when you all recite it, you can do it with ease. Shri Bhagavanuvacha imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave bravit evam parampara praptam imam rajrishayo viduhu sakale neha mahta yogo nashtah parantapaha. Okay, the translation of this is the personality of Godhead said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan. And Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Okay, so now this is the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We just read first and second verse of this chapter. Now, let us try to understand why Krishna is speaking. These verses are spoken by Lord Krishna. So let us try to understand that why is Krishna speaking these verses. So now just to remind you what is going on up to here. The conch shells were blown and warriors were ready to fight, and you can say that dust started rising over Kurukshetra. And on one chariot, there are two eternal personalities, Krishna and Arjuna. And Arjuna is confused. Krishna is very calm. So then, because Arjuna is confused, he asks questions and then it goes on. And ultimately, we know from first chapter we started how Dhritarashtra inquired. Then in the second chapter, we discussed about the soul and about the qualities of a devotee. Then in the third chapter, how to act and what are the problems, what are the challenges that we should be beware of. And then, after speaking this, Krishna begins chapter 4 with not with the advice, but with a revelation. So Krishna is saying, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavahanam Avyayan, because when Krishna says this, I had instructed this science of yoga to sun god, Vivaswan. Arjuna is stunned completely. Arjuna is saying, sun god, how is it possible? Krishna says, yes, I instructed to Vivaswan. Vivaswan spoke to Vivasvat Manu. Then Manu spoke to Ikshvaku. So you can just imagine what was going on in Arjuna's mind. Arjuna was thinking, Krishna, you are my friend. We grew up together. How could you have instructed the sun millions of years ago? Because he said, I instructed him, this science. So this is the moment to understand that Krishna, he is not merely a charioteer. He is beyond time. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the science which he is giving is especially meant for the protection of everyone. And therefore, Krishna says that this was given to Raj Rishis, royal order. And the royal order should understand this science in order to rule the citizens and protect them. Our life is for cultivation of spiritual knowledge in relationship to Krishna. And all the leaders of entire universe have a duty to impart this lesson to the citizens, to educate them, to give them this culture of devotion. So this Gita was spoken millions of years ago to Vivaswan. And in the human society, it has been there for millions and millions of years. It has been re-spoken again to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago. Therefore, Krishna is now explaining very important point about Bhagavad Gita, about the spiritual knowledge, about our life. So Krishna makes a powerful declaration to Arjuna. This knowledge is not new. It is eternal. I have already spoken to Vivaswan and Vivaswan to Vaivasvat Manu and then etc. So what are we trying to understand? Why Krishna is saying? Because many of us feel that books like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, they are mythology. If you go in the bookstore, you'll find it in mythology section, these books. And we are unknowingly we call them this mythology. In Indian mythology, it is spoken like this and this. Mythology means coming from the word myth, and myth means false. So by branding these books like Bhagavad Gita into a section called mythology, we are actually branding them as imagination. It never happened. Krishna was not there. Battlefield of Kurukshetra was not there. Arjuna was not there. This is all mythology. So here we come to know this is not mythology. This is parampara. Vivaswan, Krishna is speaking to Vivaswan, Vivaswan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. This is called disciplic succession. Krishna is giving this knowledge. What knowledge is he speaking of? Imam avyayam yogam. He's telling this Imam Vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam. So Imam avyayam yogam. I am speaking to you this imperishable yoga. Now you'll be wondering, yoga means to do some exercises. And here Krishna is saying, I am giving those yoga, imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyam. I have spoken this yoga earlier. Can yoga be spoken? Or yoga is usually performed? Yoga means to link to the Supreme in devotional service. The word yoga comes from a root word, Sanskrit root word called yuj. So yuj means to add, to combine, to link. So when we attach ourselves to Krishna, that is called yoga. When we link ourselves to Krishna, that is called yoga. So that's why Krishna is calling here, he says yogam. So he's calling this knowledge as imperishable, avyayam. Why is he calling it imperishable? Because empires may fall, bodies may perish, technologies become obsolete, but divine wisdom never expires. It is giving us a very nice instruction that we should invest in that which cannot be destroyed. Where do we invest? We invest in technology, we invest in body, we invest in empires, or we invest in the property, etc. But all these are perishable. So invest in that which cannot be destroyed. What do you invest? Do you invest money? No, money is also going to be destroyed. So then what do we invest? We invest our loving propensity. It's so important. It's so nice that you don't have to invest money. You don't have to invest your gold. You don't have to invest your property. That you can keep it with you. Then what do we invest? Invest your loving propensity. Love Krishna. That is required. So Bhagavad Gita, we can say is a book or an exchange of love between Krishna and his devotee, and a book to teach love. Nowadays in the market, there are so many books which are teaching love, how to love person, how to make friends, how to do this. Krishna has already spoken about it. So please invest your loving propensity in something which cannot be destroyed. Because when there are two kinds of life, material life and spiritual life. When you do whimsical effort for temporary gains, this is called material life. But when your efforts are guided for eternal gain, it is called spiritual life. So as an intelligent person, we should not be going for whimsical efforts and gaining some temporary things which are perishable. We should have efforts, but guided by some person who's in touch with Krishna. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. If you want to clarify your doubts, where should you go? Go to a person who understands the truth, who's a devotee of the Lord. So, here very important thing which we understand is that this knowledge was always there, is here, and will always be there. This is not going to perish. We may come and go. Like we know this was spoken 5,000 years ago. So in 5,000 years, what has happened? People have come and people have gone. But the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is as it is. Some came, some criticized Bhagavad Gita. Oh, this is a bogus book. They are also gone. Some came who glorified Gita. Wonderful books on politics. They've also gone. Then some came devotees who worshipped Gita by reading it, by understanding it, by full faith. They're also gone. But they have taken Gita with them in their hearts. So that's why this Gita knowledge is always there. And this knowledge, very importantly, Krishna is using one word in the second verse, that evam parampara praptam. He's using the word parampara. So this knowledge comes through disciplic succession. Krishna could have told Arjuna, okay, I'm inventing some new knowledge for you, but he didn't. In today's world, everyone wants originality. Please hear carefully what I'm speaking. In this world, everyone wants originality. Very few value authenticity. People in this world constantly will say, be original, be original. But what about being authentic? So now for us, original and authentic may seem not having difference, much different. They sound similar, isn't it? But they're very different. Now let's briefly understand what is the difference. Because when we're talking of parampara, we are talking of authenticity. We are talking of truth. We are not talking of just being original. So originality means I want to be different. Originality focus on novelty, okay, something new you come up with, uniqueness, creativity, innovation, this is all original. Okay, is this your innovation? Yes, yes, this is my innovation. So in originality, we ask, how can I stand out? And originality often tries to break patterns, reject traditions, right? Something is going on from the tradition and you come up with something new. Oh, I'm very original, I have broken the tradition. Or create something new. But spirituality, originality can become dangerous in spirituality if it means rejecting lineage, modifying eternal principles, inventing your own philosophy. We are living in a world where people love to create their own philosophy. Somebody has some few followers, and then he becomes famous, and then he comes out with a new philosophy. What is the new philosophy? You don't need God. You yourself are God. You can be happy without God. Just think that you're happy, you'll be happy. Just think that you can do it, you can do it. So they come up with their own philosophies. So many philosophies. So inventing one philosophy in spirituality is very dangerous. So originality, it seeks distinction. What about authenticity? As I said, originality says, I want to be different. Authenticity says, I want to be real. Originality is focusing on breaking patterns and rejecting traditions and creating something new, or on novelty, uniqueness, etc. Authenticity focuses on truthfulness, integrity, alignment, inner consistency. It asks, authenticity means to ask, am I genuinely following the process? So, authenticity is not about being different, it is about being honest. Because authenticity is about sincerity, about integrity. So, whereas originality seeks distinction, authenticity seeks alignment, alignment with the values, alignment with the laws of the Lord, alignment with the real honesty. So, sometimes if you want to be original, especially in spiritual life, what do we do? Like someone may say, I want to present Gita on my own way. It can happen, right? Prabhupada wrote Gita and he named it Bhagavad Gita as it is. As it is. Not like Bhagavad Gita as Prabhupada wants it. No, as it is, as Krishna wants it. So someone may say, I want to present Gita in my own way. Or someone may say, this word surrender, oh, it looks very heavy or it sounds very outdated. Let me remove surrender from here. Or some people are say, who may say, okay, let me modernize the message of Bhagavad Gita. Uh, I have read many books based on Bhagavad Gita where people give their own interpretation. They modernize the message, Gita for corporate, and you'll see the message, the actual message of Gita that Krishna is the Supreme Personality is taken away. So sometimes we want to present Gita in a modernized way, which is very nice, we should, but not taking out the essence. Because these things may look original, but they are not authentic. Because if someone is presenting Gita in his own way, that is very original. Nobody has presented it but till now. But just being original cannot be authentic. If it disconnects from the truth, it becomes ego-driven innovation, distortion. So that's why authenticity is very important. An authentic person, he does not pretend to be advanced. He does not hide his struggles. He does not manipulate teachings for applauses. Oh, very nice, very nice. That is authentic person. Why pretend that I'm very advanced when I'm not? Why hide my struggles? When we talk to others, it is very easy to speak about good things. So the person should feel, oh, Atul Krishna has a wonderful heart. He speaks so nicely. He's speaking wonderful things. But what am I doing? I'm hiding things which are not good because we like to hide our struggles. Oh, if people come to know I'm also struggling, what will happen? They will not listen to me. Don't tell everyone. So hide everything. That's not authentic. Authentic people will not hide their struggles and they will not manipulate teachings for applause. Like if I'm in some place where people uh, feel that Krishna is not God, so just to get applause, they say, yes, yes, Krishna is not Supreme Personality of Godhead. And people will say, very nice, this is good way of presenting Bhagavad Gita. No, that's not authentic. Authenticity means practicing what you preach, admitting where you stand, remaining faithful to principles. That is authenticity. It may be troublesome. Because when you stand on your principles, the society doesn't like it. In my own experience for so many years, what I realized is that if you want to be firm on your principles, if you want to be honest, if you want to be a truthful person, society doesn't like it. And you become an imposter. Go away from the truth, and you'll see so many followers. People love you. Wow. So we have to be very careful. Authenticity means practice what you preach and admit where you stand. Don't show I'm a very big person, I'm a very honest person, I'm a very great devotee. No, where you are, stand. Remain faithful to the principles. So authenticity, it is authenticity. Please hear carefully. It is authenticity that will build trust. Originality will only attract attention. So be authentic. Because originality often comes from desire to be seen, desire to be special. In fact, most of us have one very big fear. Do you know what I'm talking of? Big fear? Of course, death is one big fear. But apart from that, we all have very big fear. And that is fear of being ordinary. Nobody wants to be ordinary. We all wants to be extra, extra, extraordinary. It is there in our mind from childhood. Like when I was young, I used to watch cricket. Obviously, in India, people are crazy. Everyone watches. And then I used to think, one day I'll also be a very big cricketer. I'll play this, I'll play that. So, you see, because I didn't want to be an ordinary person. How can I be ordinary? When I was in school, I always thought I'm someone special. I remember one time when I was in school, not even, I think in the 10th or something, then I was always thinking I'm very special. I'm not an ordinary person. And then one day, an opportunity came to prove that I'm not an ordinary person. That opportunity was that there were elections in the school. First time, the principal said that this will be school election, an election for college captain or something. Some name was given. School captain, something. Yes, school captain. So the person will be captain for the entire school. We used to have monitors in each class. We used to call them monitor. But then now this was the election. So every class has to elect. There will be people standing on the election and they have to vote. First time it was happening. And I was very much interested. I said, yes, I'll fight the election. And I gave my name because I'm not ordinary. I'm very special. And I remember when first time I was asked, I didn't know what will happen. They didn't tell the details. They said, okay, your name is accepted. Very nice. And then they told me, tomorrow in the assembly, that means right in front of everyone, you're supposed to give a speech, election speech. I got so scared. I went to the teacher. I said, I want to withdraw my name. He said, what happened? I said, I can't speak. Right? And in assembly, you can imagine everyone is standing in the school. And if I fail, again, the fear was of being ordinary, that if I fail, I'm not able to do good. What will everyone think? So let me withdraw. People will say, wow, he's a good person. He withdrew that nomination. And my teacher was very strict. No, you cannot now. And I was like, shh. So the whole night I was writing and writing and writing tomorrow. What do I speak? Uh, and finally, a paper was ready in the morning that this is what I'm going to speak. And then comes the time. And I very clearly remember, I was standing in the line, like, in the assembly, you have to stand in a line. I was standing in the queue line, and my body was shivering. I was like very nervous. First time I was going to speak, my class teacher is there, my principal is there, all other teachers are there, our entire school is there, and you have to speak. And this is not from your academics, not that you have to come and give some mathematics formula or something. You have to speak. So then I requested my class teacher that I will read. I can't speak. I was very nervous. I'm telling you, even I am nervous now also when I speak in front of you all. So I used to be very nervous, speaking. So I requested. She said, okay, you read. So I had the paper in my hand, and I was called to the mic, and I was given the mic. I'm telling you, I don't know how many of you have this experience. That was my first experience with the mic, addressing people, and I had the paper in my hand, and my hands were shivering like anything. To so much extent that people could hear the sound of the paper like that. I was really nervous. Somehow I completed, I spoke. And then again, they said you have to go to each class and campaign for yourself. Anyway, that was easy because in the classes, teachers were not there. So I'm just saying, from my childhood, we have this feeling that I'm not ordinary. I have the fear that people should not call me ordinary. So that is originality. You have a desire to be seen. You have a desire to be special. So you try to be original. But authenticity, it doesn't come from desire to be seen, desire to be special, or I don't want to be ordinary. Authenticity comes from self acceptance, it comes from inner security. When you feel secured within, when you live a life of values, that is authenticity. And how it can come, how you can become how you can accept everything, how you can be secured within, when you connect yourself to Krishna. So originality impresses. Yes, very nice. Wow, what a unique thing you have come up with. Originality impresses. Authenticity connects. Connects us to Krishna, connects us to people. Because if you're just showing off, people will not connect to you. But if you're genuine in your feelings, you really care for someone, you have compassion in your heart, people will connect to you. You will not have to go and campaign for yourself. That is authenticity. And our leaders, especially when you talk of spiritual life, we have to be very authentic. You see, original leaders, those who are after originality, they may create movements. We have so many people who have created movements. But authentic leader, he creates transformation. He's not bothered about creating movements. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. Prabhupada transformed the heart of people, and the movement was already there. So authentic leaders, they create transformation. Original teachers may speak uniquely. You'll find some people, wonderful orators, But authentic teacher, he speaks truthfully and live by it. So, in essence, we should understand originality is not wrong. I'm not speaking against it, but it must be rooted in authenticity. Like, suppose we look at a tree. So, tree has two major parts. One is roots, and one is the upper tree, whatever we see, like branches or other things. So, similarly, roots means authenticity. And all other thing what you see of the tree, branches and leaves and fruits, that is originality. So originality has to be rooted in authenticity. Without roots, branches will fall. Without authenticity, originality will not survive. So we should ask ourselves, am I trying to be impressive? Let me impress that person. Let me impress that person. Or I'm trying to be sincere. Am I modifying the truth, or I'm standing for the truth even if it is unnoticed? So please understand, real power, this is a wonderful verse teaching us, real power lies not in creating your own philosophy. Do not try to create your own philosophy. So real power is not in creating philosophy, but in faithfully receiving divine knowledge. So spiritual knowledge is not speculation. It is revelation. Shastra says, Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyet kathitam hartham prakashante mahatmanaha. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru. It says that Yasya deve para bhakti, as you do worship to the Supreme Lord, Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru. Similarly, you should worship the spiritual master also. Tasyaita kathitam artham, one who understands that this person who's guiding me, who's giving me knowledge, he is also to be worshipped. Worshipped in the sense not that you take agarbatti and do it. Worship means follow the instruction. Tasyaita kathitam artham, it is said that that person's heart, entire knowledge is revealed. So Krishna is giving such knowledge, authentic knowledge, to Sun God, and he made him as first student. Why Vivaswan? Okay, why Krishna is saying Imam Vivasvate Yogam? Why Vivaswan? Because the sun sustains life. Just as the sun gives physical light, Gita gives spiritual light. Without the sun, there is darkness. Without Gita, Bhagavad Gita, without divine knowledge, there will be complete darkness in the lives of people. So this is an amazing thing here by spoken. Krishna saying, I am giving knowledge to Sun God, blazing Sun God receiving divine knowledge, light receiving light. The source of illumination is receiving higher illumination. So what is the difference between Sun and Krishna? Krishna is also giving knowledge, light, and Sun is also giving light. The difference is sun removes night, and Krishna, he removes ignorance. And that is why we see this chapter is beginning this way. Because at the end of chapter 3, Krishna spoke about conquering the lust. Remember? Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna, Samudbhava. Through knowledge and discipline. That is what Krishna had said, that these are the enemies. How you can win over? By knowledge and discipline. So now in chapter 4, he is revealing this is not new. Don't think I'm giving you something new, I'm manufacturing something. This is not new. This is eternal. This is ancient wisdom. And who had been taking this knowledge? Rajarishi. Rajarishi means ideal leaders. So Krishna says, knowledge was understood by Rajrishi, saintly kings. Raj means king, Raja, and Rishi means saint. So saintly kings. So who were they? They were politically powerful and spiritually pure leaders. They were called Rajrishis. So we have to understand very important thing. You have political power, but you also need purity. Power without purity corrupts. And purity without responsibility, it withdraws. So it doesn't allow. Purity is there, but you don't take responsibility. So power should be combined with purity. And then the result will come. So ideal situation is both. You should have power, you should have purity. So leaders must be guided by spiritual wisdom. When our leaders lose dharma, society loses direction. They don't know what to do. They don't know what's going on in the life. Like many places we see, people are just living life. They have no purpose. They don't know what to do beyond. They think the life is get up in the morning, earn money, sleep in the night, enjoy, finish. Next again, same thing. They have no direction because the leaders have lost dharma. And that's why Krishna says, Sakale neha mahta, that it is lost over time. Krishna says the knowledge was lost due to time, not destroyed. Because knowledge is never destroyed. It is lost. Sakale neha mahata yogunashtah paramtapa. The meaning of that is that it is lost. So how is the knowledge lost? Through ego, through misinterpretation, through broken chain. So spiritual life, it declines not by attack, but by neglect. Truth doesn't disappear, it gets diluted. So we have a responsibility here not to neglect our spiritual life. So when parampara chain is broken, confusion begins. So presently what we see around us, information everywhere, right? You want to know about anything after this AI, of course. You want to know anything, just click and it is there. Everywhere information. But I tell you, information is there, wisdom is not there. It is Google who can give you information, but Guru gives you transformation. So we just don't need information. We need transformation also. And that is why parampara, disciplic succession is very important. Because it can affect our life. It can tell us what is Gita. It is not just a book. It is eternal light. So that's why this chapter begins by answering a doubt, silent doubt, which may have come into the mind of Arjuna. Why should I trust you, Krishna? Krishna responds by saying, I am the original source of this eternal knowledge. That's why you don't have choice. Whom will you trust? The original source, or somebody, some kind of a crooked fellow, he wants to tell you that I believe me. No, we don't trust people like that. We trust Krishna and we trust those who are following Krishna. So this is what Krishna is speaking. And by saying these verses, Krishna is also informing us wonderful thing. That, as I said, knowledge is avyayam, imperishable. The world updates its software, right? We have to update, right? If you have an old software, you have to update it. Your phone needs to be updated. Everything needs updating in this world. But divine knowledge does not decay. We have not seen, okay, Bhagavad Gita was updated 5,000 years, 10,000, 1,000 years ago. Then the latest version of Bhagavad Gita came 500 years ago. Oh no, now we have another version, updated version. Please update. No need. You need to keep updating your software, your present time of mechanical things, but not the eternal truth. So we should be very clear. We need to invest, but invest where? Not for temporary success. We should invest where our loving propensity, where it is not going to perish. So Krishna is saying in the next verse, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo vidu. So it was understood by saintly kings, not ordinary politicians, leaders who ruled with spiritual vision. Or I can say power guided by purity. But then knowledge was lost. So lost not by attack, but by neglect, by ego, by delusion. So now, what do we learn? Where is our battlefield? Okay, Arjuna was standing on a battlefield. Where is our battlefield? Today, we are standing on a different Kurukshetra. We are also standing in Kurukshetra, but we are standing on a different Kurukshetra. What is the different Kurukshetra? Social media noise, which we have to fight, intellectual speculation, spiritual confusion, moral compromises. We have to compromise a lot of things. Information is there, illumination is not there. Data is there, direction is not there. Google Guru will give you data, but real Guru will give you direction. So that's why what we need right now to win this battle, we need to connect to Krishna. It is a needed one. This is Krishna's opinion. And whenever we are living, every day inside we fight a war of authenticity versus speculation. So that's why it is very important to keep asking ourselves, am I helping in preserving that connection which Krishna established? Or am I adding my own flavor? Am I receiving faithfully or speculating? So imagine Krishna looking directly at you, not just at Arjuna, directly at you. And he's saying, this knowledge was lost. I'm restoring it. Will you carry it forward? The battlefield is waiting. History is watching. So will you be another broken link or a faithful carrier of eternal light? The choice lies with us. So the wonderful verse where Krishna is speaking about knowledge, speaking about parampara, he's speaking about preserving the values, the ancient values. Why is Krishna coming to this world and speak Bhagavad Gita? He's coming just so that we can preserve the values. And what is the need to preserve values? We can live the way we want. Most of the people in the world are trying to live the way they want. Sometimes I agree with people, such people, that okay, you want to live the way you want, try it out. Can you live the way you want? You have lived your life. Now, after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of life, I'm asking you, can we do that? Can we live our life the way we want? No. Material nature doesn't allow us. People around us doesn't allow us. Our mind doesn't allow us. It doesn't happen. So the only way to live the way you want is to connect to Krishna. Then you understand what you want. We do not know right now what we want. Our minds are into, like, suppose somebody has fed something in your mind, you don't even remember what you want to do. First, you have to come to a situation, what is good for you. And this was Arjuna's situation when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and said, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyasyanishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapanna. Arjuna is showing us the way that yes, I'm confused. I wanted to live the way I want. I wanted to love my elders. I wanted to respect my elders. I wanted to be friendly with my friends, but I have to kill them. So Arjuna wanted to live the way he wants, but he couldn't. Finally, what he did is surrender to Krishna and say, please guide me what is good for me. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. I'm your disciple. I'm surrendered to you. Please guide me. Because guidance comes when you are surrendered. When you want to control, then guidance won't come. Simple thing. You can't go to someone, keep a gun at his head and say, guide me, otherwise I'll shoot you. If he's a genuine person, he said, go ahead and shoot me. Then where will you get guidance from? So guidance comes when you surrender, when you're humble, when you actually seek. Guidance is to be begged. Mercy is to be begged, not demanded. And that is what Arjuna did. And Krishna is giving him the mercy in the form of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So this wonderful verse, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam, teaches us that Krishna, who's beyond time, he is the only object of our loving propensity. We invest our loving propensity in Krishna, we'll never be baffled. And how to know that, where to invest, how to invest that loving propensity in Krishna is taught by parampara. Do not manufacture your own ways of doing bhakti. This is dharma for me. This is dharma for me. I only know this. No. Follow what the Shastra says. Follow what Krishna says. And definitely life will be successful. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Any of you have any questions or comments? If you wish to ask something, or if you want to write it on the chat box, any questions? But I'm really grateful to all of you. You take time off on every Sunday. It's very rare that you all think of joining and you hear, and I'm sure you must be taking some notes, you must be getting benefited, not to a higher degree, but at least to a smaller degree. Some help is provided by these topics, what we are trying to cover. Okay, so thank you very much. Very, very happy. Actually, I also wait for every Sunday. Now I should say I have got addicted to these classes now. Addiction is not good, I know, but some addiction is nice. So I've got addicted. If I don't come to the classes, I feel restless. Oh, I should have been in the class. So thank you very much. There is it a must to add Tulsi Patra to Prasadam? Not to the Prasadam, but to the Bhoga. There is a difference between Bhoga and Prasadam. Bhoga means food which is not offered to Krishna. So you're going to offer it. That is called Bhoga. Once it is offered, Krishna is accepted, it becomes prasad. Prasad means mercy. So yes, whenever we offer anything to Krishna or to Lord Vishnu, Tulsi Patra is very important. Krishna does not accept anything without Tulsi Patra. Krishna loves Tulsi. So he wants to have that. And this is seen in the, when Govardhan Leela was being performed. Before that, mountains and mountains of rice were offered to Govardhan. But the Govardhan was not satisfied. He was saying, Aniyor, Aniyor means I need more, I need more. And then they kept on bringing and he kept on eating. Finally, they got, tired that how much can we give? So Krishna says, just give tulsi leaf. So they gave tulsi leaf and Govardhan was completely satisfied. He said, yes. So that Leela was done to show us that Krishna is not satisfied unless there is a tulsi leaf in the bhoga. That means the food which is to be offered to Krishna. Thank you for a nice question. We have one more question here. Can anyone wear a tulsi mala or are there any rules for wearing it? Anyone who follows certain principles can wear tulsi, because you see, once you wear this is tulsi mala. So once you wear this tulsi, you have to make sure that nothing goes inside that which you cannot put to tulsi. Like, I'm sure you won't offer liquor to tulsi, right? That I'm very happy, one bottle of beer for tulsi. No, we don't put it in the thing. Or today is my birthday, so I'm asking chicken fry to tulsi. No, we don't. So wearing tulsi means taking a vow that now nothing will go across this. That means you have to follow certain principles, otherwise it becomes an offense to wear tulsi. So wear tulsi kanthi when you are sure that you can follow the principle. So question, anyone? Yes, anyone can wear who's ready to follow certain rules and regulations. Thank you. I'm happy with these wonderful questions coming. Okay, so must be late for you. I'm already 1 minute late at 7:31 here, and for you it was 1 minute past 9. So thank you very much. And what is it? Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.